All right, so it's the early morning of day 5 and we're trying to catch up for where we left off yesterday. We were a little bit behind, but with our great team, I don't think that's gonna be an issue. Just finishing up a few things underneath the car so we can get the wheels on it, get it out front. TMI will be here early morning so they can start in the interior. We have a bunch of stuff to do under the hood in hopes trying to get this car fired up, driven out of the shop before the sun goes down for that first drive. So enough talking and back to working.
So we're going to be installing our Dakota digital gauges soon. The VHX system is very complete and they really have it all thought out, including a way to plug off the factory speedo cable. So they include this nice little CNC machined aluminum plug that goes in the factory speed sensor.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna throw on the stock wheels. TMI is gonna be here shortly. We need to roll the car out here so we can open the doors and they can get to the interior.
So this harness is coming from the bottom of the trans, and I wired in all my wires over there, which is neutral safety, backup lights, speed sensor. So now I'm just plugging this in. And then we got another harness up here for all the other components in our handheld. Thought I'd plug that in before I cinch it on the inner fender. Let's see, close it.
One of the things we're tackling is all the new components, condenser, dryer, and all the lines from Rock Auto for the AC system. So it's all plug and play. They all snap in, and we're doing that now. And that way the AC system will just need to be charged afterwards.
So far, so good. We've already got the rear seat installed on this Fox body. Installing the door panels right now. The cool thing about it is all of these parts are a simple replacement piece for your factory parts. They just simply bolt into the factory parts. So there's no modifications, there's nothing like that, it just bolts right in. But other than that, I think everything's going pretty good on this Fox body.
Here we're getting the BeCool radiator in with our modified single fan to get enough clearance. It's a dual speed fan, plenty of CFM for the application. And it's going to be tying into a PWM controller, which will modulate the speed and keep the amp draw at absolute minimum.
Okay, so we're gonna throw in our Odyssey Extreme Series battery. And this will keep the car charged, cranking, and on the road. Literally a direct replacement. All right, we're about to throw in our Dakota digital gauges.
You're not about to, you are doing it.
Yeah, I'm doing it. And like always,
One plug.
connector in the rear. Bam.
Okay. There we go. Don't call me sticky fingers or nothing. Huh. I don't even know what that means. I really don't. How the freak am I gonna get this thing in there with the exhaust in the way? I didn't even think about that. Got it? Okay.
Oof, almost, I got that.
Oh, you know what? We're gonna get Mark on this one. Mark, what measurements did you give him? Let's do it, dude, for sure. Him?
What?
Did he give the drive shaft shop the dimensions?
No, I emailed them to him.
Yeah, but I wrote it down.
We're a little screwed right now.
48 and a half.
You go tell me if that's 48 and a half.
That's not in.
Look. It doesn't matter. Did he give us the wrong one, you think?
Blame me for that one.
This isn't the new drive shaft.
It's the one he sent us.
Really?
Yep.
With all this on the end?
That's what I'm saying. I wonder if he did a repair.
So how long you plan to keep a straight face?
You know us too well.
You know we got you the first time when you walked over here.
Well, I'm looking at him, I'm like, oh, there's freaking seal wear on the yoke. It looks like you just pulled it out of the garbage can.
Can you help me out there? There you go.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's not a blind spline.
All right, so just for a initial setup, we're gonna put about 1 inch of preload on each coilover. Should give us a good starting point for ride height, and we'll adjust from there. We're about 3 1/4 from bottom on both, so good. So we're gonna put the cold air on. Enters the inner fender. That way you're not trapping all that motor heat inside the engine compartment. That's where the mass airflow sensor is.
So our 1990 Fox Mustang Week to Wicked project is nearly 30 years old, and as such, both the interior and exterior were both completely worn out. So we used Daniel Carpenter restoration parts in both of those locations. On the outside, front and rear bumper covers, body moldings, and window trim, just to name a few pieces, all came from Daniel Carpenter. And on the interior, such things as the armrest pads, door sill plates, pedal pads, and more were all used to bring the car back up to new for our Week to Wicked project.
Let's do this.
All right. Ooh. I like this interior.
Here. Oh yeah, no problem, man.
Put you back in your seat.
Dude, that Vortec, man, works good with that Ford Performance engine.
Dude, I know.
Transmission shifts nice and tight.
Yep.
You know, it's not a stock. It doesn't feel like a stock transmission. It feels like a little. It's got some performance to it.
Yeah, I think so.
We got our first
Temperature looks pretty good. So that fan, that
180,
Derale fan
man.
is kicking in.
You know what,
Gauges
dude?
look
I've
good.
noticed is that Eaton gear set. Every time we've installed them, they're nice and quiet.
Oh, that's good.
Brakes work great.
Yep. It sounds good too. Those
Yeah.
exhaust pipes.
Listen to that thing. Oh yeah. Sounds good. Overdrive.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, this thing's responsive. Steering's responsive. I mean, everything
Shifting's
works good from the suspension back to the power of the car to the supercharger, the way it ramps up.
It's perfect.
Bring this thing back to the shop. I'm happy with the initial drive, but we want to make
Oh,
sure
yeah.
everything's cool. No leaks, but I think we're good to go.
I think so
We'll
too.
take this turn a little aggressive. No problem.
Sweet.